Hey, what's up, YouTube? I'm not gonna tell you to like, subscribe, and hit the bell to stay notified. Today, I'm gonna ask you if you don't mind if I use the New York Post as a source because it's in the news and people talking like they talking, so we gonna do it. Dismiss. Andrew Yang's clueless plan to take over the NYC subway. Andrew Yang wants to seize control of Gotham's subway and bus system from Governor Cuomo, something that'll never happen. There's nothing wrong with suggesting things that won't happen, but the way Yang is going about it is a reminder that though it's good to have a fresh face in politics, fresh shouldn't mean ignorant. Now, if you've been watching this show for a little bit, you know, like, I really can't stand Andrew Yang's comments. I've heard people talk about him in like my circles of friends, and like they always bring up the UBI and they always bring up like his presidential run and some of the ways he challenged Democrats to think more about like the people as opposed to corporations. And I'm like, the guy's just a corporate soy boy. Like, no, we're not gonna call him that. Like, and then we had the whole discussion on like criticizing Andrew Yang and like people linking it to anti-Asian hate. And I'm like, I think he stays under that. I personally think he does imbue the idea of being Asian to shield himself from criticism, especially during the height of like Asian American crimes. And I really think that that's going to be a reason why he gets elected, because he's going to not play the Obama role, but like, you know, I'm the hero to the people who have been hurt the most and I'm one of you, like, type of thing. He's up in all the polls. Like, I don't know how to explain his success any other way. Last week, Yang unveiled one of his signature proposals. The plan is to take the case to Albany and the people of New York that the mayor should have control over the way that most New Yorkers get around. The good arguments makes democratic sense for officials closest to residents to be accountable for critical public service. Mike Bloomberg made the same point 20 years ago on taking over the schools. And it makes practical sense for the same agency that controls bus lanes to control the actual buses, but Yang's proposal makes no sense on a fiscal and political plane. The subways and buses don't fund themselves with passenger fares. Wait, really? In a normal year, they take in about $4.4 billion, nearly half their revenues, from a slew of state taxes. There's a petroleum tax, a tax on downstate payrolls, a sales tax, and so on. The state legislature of various governors have approved these taxes over 40 years, and they've done so because the state maintains control. Why can't the city levy these taxes itself? Yang's transit advisor said last week that is what would happen. The point is not to unwind the operating revenues. The actual flow of revenue is not going to change one bit. The city, when it is in a historic pandemic that has cost hundreds of people their jobs, has lost the economic power since it has the jobs and the people. But the state maintains political and fiscal power. Aside from the property tax, the city can't impose any tax itself. It needs Albany's permission. The state would never give the Big Apple autonomy over huge swaths of taxes because the city, combined with its natural economic power, would be far more powerful than the state. The mayor really would be more powerful than the governor, which no governor wants. Then there's what would happen to the MTA's $49.4 billion in debt. $50 billion in debt? Most of which is for city projects. Would the city guarantee it? The city wouldn't have money for its own important projects like rebuilding the Brooklyn-Queens Expressway. Where's the first point? He could propose a 10-point surcharge on property taxes to fund transit. This actually makes some policy sense, since as property can't go anywhere and the value of property depends on functional transit, correct? That's why they always sell you on, that's why you always see those people who are like posting in those NYC room groups, or you might even see ads anywhere. They always say things like, oh, a 5-minute ride on from the L to the L train, a 5-minute walk to this bus, 15 minutes to downtown using these buses, whatever, because transit matters. Like, if you can't get around, I'm not paying top dollar. Like, I wouldn't pay $4,000 a month for a 1-bedroom in the back end of Queens near Long Island where only one bus runs. Like, I'm paying $4,000 and I'm also like having to leave at a specific, like, come on. Or he could assert a city right, not a state right, to impose congestion pricing. Some smart lawyers have long claimed that the city could call congestion pricing a fee, not a tax. But Yang didn't suggest those things. It's fine not to know all the intricacies of MTA debt, but he didn't seem aware that the toll money from the Triborough and other bridges and tunnels is supposed to go along with the transit system, since extra money from bridge crosses and cars helps defray transit deficits. He also said he needed to control the transit system to control subway crime. It's laudable that he wants to cut crime, but the mayor already fully controls transit police. These hurdles existed when Johnson suggested this, much the same thing in 2019. I can't fucking talk right now. But two things were different. First, Johnson's staff and 100 blah, blah, blah. Second, I literally was looking for the first. That's it. Second, we didn't have a pandemic. Right now, the transit system with 40% of pre-COVID passengers is running itself reasonably well, thanks to massive federal funding. The biggest deterrent to rebuilding ridership is crime. Candidates should be focused on bigger emergencies, not setting up their first 6 months in office for a humiliating loss to Cuomo. Okay, I guess. My end away take on that would be something along the lines of he's an idiot in all sense of the words. He's in over his head and he's riding his popularity. I think that the man's energy is in the right place, but his execution is horrible. And there are way better candidates out there. So if you're going to vote for Andrew, I'd say you can keep him on your back. Remember, I'm not swaying you to vote any other way. I shouldn't even say it like that because that's fucking stupid of me. If you believe in the man and you believe that he has something worth to bring to the city, your vote and your opinion matters much more than mine does. I'm going to be honest with you there. Much more than mine does because it's yours. And your opinion is the most important opinion. I'm just here to make you ask questions about what you think. And I would say, what exactly do you like about him beyond his fame? What exactly about his positions do you actually know? And if those do align with the thoughts that you've already been having, then sure, enjoy them, have fun. I'm not going to stop you from doing anything. But what I will say is there are also other candidates that are well deserving of your second, third, and fourth, and fifth spots.